Today on our 2012 Dodge Grand Caravan, you're going to be taking a look at, I'm going to show you how to install the etrailer.com Class 3 trailer hitch receiver, part number E98854. This is what our hitch looks like when it's installed. You can see the only thing noticeable is our receiver tube. Cross tube is going to be completely hidden behind the bumper fascia. This does sit nice and tucked in behind the outer edge of the bumper fascia, so we're not going to have to worry about hitting our legs or our shins on it when we're loading and unloading the vehicle. It's going to be a Class 3 hitch, 2" by 2". Hitch pin hole is going to be 5/8 inch in diameter. It's going to have rolled steel style safety chain loops. Gives you plenty of room for different size safety chain hooks. As far as our weight capacity goes, we're going to have a 400-pound max tongue weight, which is a downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. We're going to have a 4,000-pound max trailer weight, which is the trailer plus the load included. Now you can use weight distribution with this hitch. Tongue weight is going to go up to 500 pounds. Trailer weight is going to go up to 5,000 pounds. Now I do recommend checking the owner's manual of your caravan to make sure the vehicle can withstand that amount of weight. I'm going to go with the lowest number between the vehicle and the hitch. I do recommend getting an extra set of hands to help lift the hitch into place because it is a fairly heavy hitch. The hitch itself is going to have a black powder coat finish that's going to resist any rust or corrosion. Now let's give you a few measurements to help you when deciding on any hitch mount accessories you may need, such as a bike rack, ball mount, or cargo carrier. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost part of the bumper will be about 3¼ inches. From the ground to the top innermost part of the receiver tube will be about 12 inches. Now let's show you how to get this installed. First thing we're going to do, on our driver's side frame rail, we're going to have 3 bolts we're going to remove. 2 of them are going to be 18mm head bolts, one of them is going to be a 15mm head bolt. The 2 most forward ones are the 18mm. This one back here is going to be your 15mm. We're going to start with our 18mm. So the situation we have here, if you notice this bolt that we were going to take out, this is the 15mm bolt. Well, what happened is there's a bracket that runs inside of here. So you can see how this bolt is pulled over. I could not get this one to come out and I snapped the head off. What I suggest doing is while you're trying to loosen this one up, because you're supposed to reuse this hardware, is take a pry bar and stick it right in here and you wedge that. You can see how the bolt's moving away from the edge of that. That should keep it from breaking off. Because again, you do have to reuse this hardware, and if you break it off, you're going to have to drill that out. Possibly you have to retap the hole and put a new bolt in it. So as I was trying to tap it out, the second issue I had, the weld nut broke off inside the frame rail. So what I had to do is I had to cut a hole to be able to put a bolt spacer block up inside. So we use a bolt like this, we'll put it up inside, and a spacer block. On our passenger side, we need to lower our exhaust. There is an exhaust hanger right here. We're going to remove that bolt with a 13mm socket. You're going to make sure you hold on to these because they will be reinstalled. And then we'll have another bracket right in front of the rear axle, right here. Again, on our passenger side, we're actually only going to be removing 2 bolts. They're going to be the one closest to the back of the vehicle and then the center one. So the very back one here is going to be 15mm. The center one's going to be an 18. As I mentioned, flange bolt. And it really doesn't matter what size you use, just make sure it's small enough to go through your hole where your bolt broke off. But you're going to need a pull wire like this, whichever bolt you choose, make sure the pull wire matches it. And then a spacer block, you want to make sure that this square part will fit inside and the bolt won't spin. And all this can be found on our website, so just make sure you match it up. What we're going to do is we're going to take our pull wire, we're going to go through our back hole here. You can see where our third issue is. This bumper plate runs all the way down on here and it's shifted over, which was the whole reason why our bolt broke. Well, now it's shifted over so far that I can't get anything in. So I'm going to try at least get it over enough. What I got to do is I got to get my pull wire, I got to feed my spring in through this hole and bring it out here. So when I pull everything up, I pull it back through and in. Just like that. And you're going to put your spacer block and your bolt together I'm going to thread the bolt onto the spacer block. So all I did is I put the head of the bolt up inside first. Makes it a little bit easier. Just like that. Now with an extra set of hands will help lift our hitch into place. We're going to go over our exhaust on our passenger side, driver's side. We're going to take our flange nut and thread it onto our bolt. What we're going to do is we're going to get one bolt in on each side, help hold the hitch into place while we put our remaining hardware in. Once you have all your hardware installed, you're going to torque everything down to the specifications and the instructions. For the new one that we installed, you can torque that one down to the same as you do the other ones. Once you have all your hardware installed, you can reinstall your exhaust in reverse order from the way you took it off. That'll do it for a look at an installation on the etrailer.com Class 3 trailer hitch receiver, part number E98854 in a 2012 Dodge Grand Caravan.